What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
Dylan! You son of a bitch!
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another video. Diablo 3 Season 31 build-up. We're going to do the challenge rift for the EU, US and Asia region. So no matter which region of the game you're playing, we've got the challenge rift guide here for you. It is time-stamped, so do jump about whichever server it is that you're looking to play. Before we get going, guys, as always, a thumbs up brightens my day. Of course, guys, I'm sure this goes without saying, don't do your challenge rift until after the season has started, but I always put that in. Now, these are actually kind of split almost into easy, medium and hard. The EU one is exceptionally easy. How easy is it?
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
The US one is a bit more on the medium side. I'd say it's probably the easier end of medium. Did manage to get that one done first try, no problemo. The Asia one is absolutely horrific, but let's start off with the EU. Now, you don't need to know anything about anything for this, okay? All you need to do is know that right-click Tempest Rush is your damage. When you run out of spirit, simply pop Mystic Alley. You don't need anything else. You can obviously take the teleport to get about the map. So we're pressing teleport to get around. We're pressing Tempest Rush for damage. We're pressing Mystic Ally for spirit. Try not to activate Sweeping Wind. You don't need it. Cost spirit. You don't need the Mantra of Healing. And you don't need your generator. Now, you might well die because this is a little squishy, but don't worry. There is just like... It's like almost impossible to get this wrong. There's so much time you can get lost. I'm not going to bother doing a route, anything like that. We're just going to run through just as quick as we can to get things done. There is a blue down here, so we can scoop that up and then come back down. Now, I'm not going to beat the boss for this one because EU is where I'm going to be starting. So when we get to the boss, I'm just going to skip it. So another blue there, nice power pylon, which just makes life a little bit easier. It's not that way. Don't go that way, go this way. But you can go the wrong way a few times, doesn't really make any difference to the run. You'll get this cleared first time, which is great to see. Similar to the last set of stairs, there is a yellow, which I think we killed and grabbed the orbs there. As I say, you might die. There's one enemy that's got like vortex on, which is annoying. Tunnels, you can get lost in tunnels, but as you can see, we're like a minute ahead of the timer. Blue down here, which is nice. And then, so yeah, we might die once or twice. Doesn't matter. There's no damage reduction, unfortunately. Right, it's not up. It is out to this side, I think, over here. I'd say all three builds this time around are quite squishy. Blue here, so blow that up. And then it's out at the top, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly. Yeah, so this is the exit here. And then we want to just go up. There's a speed pylon just up here on the north, which makes this very easy. Yellow here. So I'll grab that. We don't run out of spirits. I haven't really been using teleport. You can use that to kind of dodge around stuff. But as I say, this is just so easy, which is great. So EU off to a lovely start. We're losing spirit because the speed pile unfortunately makes us spend it very quick. Now this is an area where you might die because this has got vortex and I think like molten and explosions and stuff. I got sucked into that, I think, the first time I tried this. Obviously you want to stay away from the explosions if you can. And then exit is here. And then we'll get a blue immediately at the door of this floor. And then the Rift Guardian's going to be Hamlin. So again, he might kill you. It depends how quickly you can put him down. I'm just gonna bug out as soon as we spawn the Rift Guardian. There are not many elites until you get a little bit further up. And then we get two for one, buy one get one free on elites. So that would be it. Rift Guardian spawned, of course, it'll probably only be a few clicks to kill him. So that's the EU one done. Right, now the US one also is Monk. Of course, they're all Monk. This is a Legacy of Dreams build. It is Wave of Light. We are taking the Cold Rune Shattering Light, so it looks a little funny because normally you play Wave of Light with the Fire Rune. It does have the supporting Pinto's Pride, Incense Torch of the Grand Temple. It has got some Frostburns for some extra damage. It's got the Zodiac to help reset your cooldowns. We don't really need the generator terribly much. We can press Mantra of Conviction for a bit more damage. Again, Mystic Ally, we're taking for the Spirit Reduction, or Spirit Regain. But Blinding Flash as well. Again, this restores spirits. It's a fairly straightforward, just Legacy of Dreams build. It's not the best. We do have the Spirit Guards. These are a little difficult to keep up. You do need to keep clicking just to make sure that you've got your like damage reduction. Because we are squishy without it. As you can see, again, you'll get through this one no problems, I think. Can't remember if this is down or to the right. I think I went right last time. And there's a speed pass, that's nice. Yeah, okay, blue there, no problem. Just needed to make sure we click every few seconds to keep up the Spirit Guards, which I'm not very good at. You get to the elite, you may as well pop the Mantra if you can, just to try and get it down. So there we go, that is done. Challenge Pawn helps a bunch. I'm just trying to like blow through as much of the trash as we go. Unfortunately, the next two floors are both keep depths. Try and not stand on the fatties, pop the Mantra just for a bit more damage. Got no Bane of the Powerful in this build, so you don't need to worry about killing any stragglers. I want to say there's another, oh no, another elite up here. I think there might be another pylon as well. So crush this yellow here. Up your orb. And yeah, Condi here, and then the exit is to the right of the conduit pylon. Of course, conduit makes everything so much easier. This floor would be probably pretty bad without the conduit, but with it, nice and easy. Again, we're just heading, I think, roughly right. No, wrong again. It's to the left. Again, the conduit pylon should keep us ahead of the timer. There might well be another elite on that previous floor to grab. Follower's got the flavour of time on this one, which makes it much easier. Yellow here in the corner. And then onto a battlefields. So we're going a minute ahead now, so yeah, no real bother. Again, popping the Mantra on the yellow. And up here, basically we're just trying to obviously just get everything killed, spawn the Rift Guardian. A little squishy with the ranged projectiles. And then this blue, I think, should do it. And here we go. We've got Zoltan Cool. Pop the mantra. So we blast him. It looks stressful because the time has popped, but you know, as you'll see, we will get him down. It's like 30 seconds at least, 40 seconds to spare. It's just a question of pressing the spirit buttons to make sure you generate enough spirit to pound him with low light. So that is the US one done. And then lastly we come to Asia. Now unfortunately this challenge rift is completely toxic. I'm not going to commentate as I go through this because I barely just cleared it on like attempt number 7 or 8. So it is a really tough one. It is a Samwuku Wave of Light Monk. This has definitely been done on purpose. The person who's made this build is a troll, 100%, because just the way that the rift works. So someone on purpose has not put in a Ring of Royal Grandeur. It's basically fished until they got Festering Woods with a conduit at the start, and basically tried to clear the rift. What do we have? We've got the Incense Torch, which is great, helps the resource cost reduction. We've got the Zokrin's Gaze, which is great. We just need 1 stack of Sweeping Wind to get the damage reduction. After that, we don't need to worry about it at all. It will stay up because of Kirashiro's Soul. Basically, we reset the cooldowns with Zodiac, so as we spend with Wave of Light, we hit and we give cooldown reduction. We've got Blinding Flash for resource, we've got Epiphany for resource, we've got Mystic Ally for resource. We do have the Pinto's Pride Braces, they've got physical, the Amulet's got physical, obviously we're taking the Fire Rune, so that's no good. We've got the Bane and Stricken. You will need this because the Rift Guardian is, again, absolutely toxic. There is the Bane of the Trapped and there is the Bane of the Powerful. Bane of the Powerful is quite important to keep up this extra 20% damage, but you are squishy and you may well die. So I'm going to load up my footage and we'll watch that, and I'll kind of pause it and talk through it. Now, guys, there are lots of failed attempts here, so you know this is very, very, very tough. Is this the last one that we did? Right. Okay, I think this is the last one, isn't it? Okay, now you start off the rift, and there is an immediate conduit pylon, and that is the end of the good news. So what you want to do when you come in, you want to press Sweeping Wind here for damage reduction, and you want to grab this conduit immediately because you're looking to kill this blue here. Now it does have poison, so if it fires out its poison, just don't stand in it because it will almost instantly kill you. And you're trying not to proc your cheat death. So once you've killed this blue here, you're then going to progress up the map, up in a kind of like northeasterly diagonal up. You keep going up until you find this yellow here. You want to try and sit on it to kill it with your conduit pylon and your Wave of Light. Pick up the orbs, and then you're going to take this little... Oh, bugger. You're going to take this little path down here, trying to avoid its minions. I know you would have the Bane of the Powerful, but we're gonna try and keep that up anyway. So the map is basically a 4-corner festering. There's yellow up to the top, but there's these 2 blues here in this section down. There is another yellow to the south. I think it's probably worthwhile skipping it because it is a bit of a difficult one to kill. Maybe I could have dragged these 2 blues up a bit more. That was kind of what I was going to try and do, but they didn't seem very interested in following. I think you could possibly try and kill the yellow at the bottom as well to improve the time. I get a little bit lucky here because I don't think I realised I hadn't fully finished off that blue. He followed me, fortunately, and got popped out, otherwise I would have failed this run. So we've got this yellow. The door is just up here on the top, so we're going to try and kill that. And we should be quite ahead on the timer now. Unfortunately, the next floor is tunnels now. Unfortunately, the Wave of Light just sometimes chunks off a lot of damage. Sometimes it doesn't. My connection on Asia server is pretty ropey, so hopefully if you are based in Asia, you'll find this a little bit easier. Now we go to the next floor. Now, there is a trick to this floor. Okay, we're just going to simply skip it. This is how the rift is done. So we're going to collect the channeling pylon, and then basically we're looking to do a bit of damage on the move, but ultimately we're just trying to get through this floor without proccing the cheat death. Now I don't think I actually manage it. I do think I goes off. Again, there's a little bit of luck in here, whether any of the projectiles hit you, how good you are at teleporting through the tunnels, but you want to just skip everything, because Wave of Light strength is it's really good in kind of like AoE open situations, and it's kind of rubbish in tunnels. Looks like I did get through without doing the cheat death. So this is another like quite open festering woods. There is 2 yellows to the left. One is a Juggernaut, which is bad. I think I see if I can drag it into the map. It's got Waller, which is really annoying. There are 2 blues basically at the back side of the map, which are going to really help us with progression. There's another yellow at the south. So I think the strategy is just trying to get to this floor and then just try and drag as much together as you can. It's really difficult. You've got mortars, you've got the electrify, you've got spear chuckers. You know, if you aggro another yellow as well, you might just find that it all gets a bit on top of you. But your goal here really is to try and stay alive, try and not activate your cheat death. But obviously, look, easier said than done. But as you can see, the Wave of Light shines a lot better in this map than it does in the last one. If you stop and try and kill the stuff in the tunnels, you won't make this. And this is why I say this has been done deliberately, because this is somebody who knows exactly what they're doing with this rift, because they get their rocks off by being a sad little git. So we've killed the 2 blues. I think I decide we're going to skip that Juggernaut and basically collect the other yellow at the bottom of the map. Again, there might well be a more efficient route of doing this, but this was just completely unfun and not good to do. So it will require, I think, a few practice runs. Unfortunately, the yellow's got shielding, which again makes this even more difficult. It's almost like if you rolled all of the really difficult things together all at once. You know, this is kind of what it is. Again, I'm really hoping, I think at this point I'm trying not to activate the cheat death, and we're just 1% short. So if I kill just a little bit more, would have spawned Vasilius then, and the extra 5 seconds might well have come in handy, but we do actually get it. Vasilius is a really difficult Rift Guardian. He will hit you immediately with his stuff. It's dead hard to avoid. He's got the frozen pulse that follows you, which is really hard. Again, as I say, the lag on Asia for me is not amazing. I'm just trying not to die here, making an absolute mess of this. We go on cheat death, and I think he kills me here. He is quite difficult to avoid his stuff, so you can afford a death on the boss. Whether you can afford one throughout, don't know. Of course, the Bane of the Stricken makes each attack we do more powerful. He puts us on cheat death again, and if he hits us again and we die, then I don't think we get this done. But fortunately, just in the nick of time, we get him down. So that is how you do the Asia one. You've got to do the conduit, do floor 1 really well, skip floor 2, and do floor 3 really well. Right, that's the guide. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Good luck on season 31. And of course, don't do any of these challenge rifts until after the season has started.